Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Lee, and welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power. For the first time this season, we are racing under the lights. Now, will this change in the environment have an impact and perhaps have a chance for these guys to break the stranglehold that Bob Chandler seems to have over this series? In fact, after Bloomsburg, the Bigfoot trucks are 1 and 2 in the point standings. Now, right now, we're in the mobile work unit for the Samson Chevrolet truck. And Samson, with driver Dan Patrick, was a pleasant surprise at Bloomsburg. A victor, the first time for Chevrolet in a long time. And also, Dan had the first run ever in the 4-second bracket. So Chevy, once again, can be a player. Unfortunately, tonight, Dan has been knocked out of competition in round 1. Round 1 is now over. Let's check in on the competition. Trackside is Army Armstrong. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, Dan Patrick, who looked so promising in Bloomsburg, broke something in qualifying and makes a quick and unceremonious round 1 exit. And of course, Fred Schaefer goes on to round 2 competition with his clocking of 5.35. And here's a different look from the crush cam. Watch this, Army, and that's why we call it the crush cam.
You ever wonder what it looked like to get hit in the face? Right. You saw it all over the shutdown area.
A wild run in round 1 by Dan Patrick, who gets the front end up in the air. Talk about a white knuckle ride.
Dan, it seemed like it almost wanted to come over backwards on you. What caused that?
I shifted late into high gear in qualifying. I shifted too soon, or I'm sorry, too late in first gear. So I wanted to settle down. I wasn't going to settle down, so I just pushed a button to hit her in the high, and boy, it got up there.
Crush cam. Yeah. There's a look at Samson. And pulling right into view is Colt Cobra. That's the Snakebite Ford. So it's Ford against Chevrolet.
That was the camera angle known as Snaggletooth when Cobra came into view there.
There's Colt, and there's Dan Patrick, who had that wild ride earlier this evening when he really uncorked the horsepower.
Boy, he was skyrocketing. And dapper-looking young man he is with his preppy glasses. But right now the glasses are off, the helmet's on, and he's going Ford hunting.
Yeah, Snake has that face that only a mother could love.
Gene Patterson out of the driver's seat into the crew chief position. He's watching over Dan Patrick's operation. It's made him a winner one time this year. It's a bad lane. Let's see if they maybe figure something out. A lot of air. Chassis change didn't work for the Chevy.
Oh,
he's coming across track.
Trouble. Dan Patrick, I think, was DQ'd. Snakebite, Colt Cobra, 5:18 will advance. And Dan Patrick was in trouble right off the start.
Boy, Gene Patterson, the crew chief, he'll be optimistic about it. He'll say, well, we finished second.
Yeah, but as they say, second is the first loser.
Yeah, but Gary, when there's only 2 racing, the guy that wins finishes next to last, right?
You do have a way of putting a
You gotta be an
slant on it,
optimist
Army.
if you're gonna be in motorsports. You better be optimistic.
Coming right at you, Samson gets in trouble right here. Veers off to the right, and he is disqualified. Let's go down trackside down here from a disappointed Dan Patrick.
Dan, you guys played every card you had. I think that I'm just going to go right back to the same thing I'm talking to everybody else about. You're on the bad side tonight.
Well, we broke an axle last night, and I'm just wondering if we're going to try it and see if that's what it was. My biggest concern when I went there was the fast loser comes back this round. And my biggest concern was if I, didn't get him because he had a faster time, I was more concerned about making a good legitimate pass in this lane, to get back fast loser. But it got squirrely on me. And, when it gets squirrely, the only thing you can do is just shut her down.
Well, being squirrely is an indication of breaking an axle.
Yeah, like the problems we've had in the past, the truck always goes straight. When it doesn't go straight, it's usually a breakage of some kind.
0-5, also in round 1. The 5th fast qualifier, the Dodge Express of Ray Perkowski against Dan Patrick and Samson. Patrick was the 10th fast qualifier, and the Dodge Express took that one.